All right, brand new trailer for Ghosts of Yōtei, the probably anticipated sequel. I would say there is some pushback to the main character being Eric Ishii, but for the most part, yeah, Ghosts of Yōtei sequel to Ghosts of Tsushima. It is set like 100 years in the future or something like that. Um, yeah, we've seen one other trailer, reveal trailer, and now we have the Onryos list, which is basically giving us a release date, as you can see over there, October 2nd. Yeah, have not watched this yet, so let's react to it. Let's check it out, and let's see exactly what happens in the brand new trailer here. Let's do it. Good old PlayStation Studios logo.
Onryo. A wandering spirit seeking vengeance.
Hmm.
Who are you? I thought we killed your whole family.
The snake.
There's always something about the Japanese storylines where it's like most of the time the storyline ends up being somebody's family gets wiped out. They're the last ones. Now they're on a mission for revenge and vengeance and all that stuff. I don't know why, but that's just always seems to be like the village got taken down, got burned to the ground, and I am the only survivor of the whole village. And now I'm going like Assassin's Creed Shadows just did this recently through its whole thing too. I don't know why that's always the deal with all the Japanese made games like that. It'd be interesting to see going forward if we see any storylines that does anything different. Real quick though, that sword, did that sword have wolves on it?
Family? Who are you?
Trying to see. Yeah, okay. So it's dogs or wolves. I'm gonna go with wolf because why not? Um, interesting. Okay. Also, so a level of detail here you can see on the blade where apparently kind of a myth that was thrown around was a katana is one of the most sturdy swords in the world when in reality they would actually break pretty easily. Like the Hollywood made it seem like, katana can cut through anything. It can, cut through a bullet midair and all that. But yeah, apparently from what I've been hearing from just like checking out a couple videos here and there of samurai masters and whatnot, this blade at the piece where these two, because they'd manufactured so many katana blades, apparently the blade could like break in half pretty easily. But I guess if it's like more of a fancier blade, like more expensive made blade, then those are the ones that are like they're like wrapped and everything. So yeah, it's interesting that we are starting to see that little level of detail in the swords of, you have like this is the blade is a little bit cheaper made because you can kind of see where the two parts of it is put together. Anyways,
I thought we killed your whole family.
The snake. The Oni. The Kitsune. The spider. The dragon. Lord Saito.
What are we going to do with this one, Saito?
it's always this scene again. Like we always see the same scene pop up again and again of like, oh, there's the kid, and oh no, we'll just leave the kid to grow up and then come and destroy us all. I don't know why that's always a thing. It's just every single story seems to have that in it right now.
I'm sorry. It came to this.
Level of detail on everything is looking pretty damn good. It's, I would say this actually has, you know, actually you can see like a layer of like the mud and the, or maybe the dirt and the dried blood. Like looks like this is a little bit newer of like the blood on his face, and this right here, it looks like it's a little more dried. I wouldn't expect this level of detail in the gameplay, but the CGI cutscene looks pretty good.
Little wolf.
Okay. So he's going to be the Mr. Big Bad. You are my target.
Situ Rainu. Why do you always call me that?
It means one who is easily lost in the hunt.
Okay. It's, one thing is kind of bugged me a little bit. The hat. The hat is freaking huge. It looks like I don't know. It's just, it's a giant hat. And if you know anything about what I like, is I like the kind of so I like the light armor, but I always hate seeing the hats unless it's like, I don't know, like a hood or something. Like I don't mind like Assassin's Creed with the hood up and all that stuff. I think that's really, looks really cool. But anything like big giant bucket hat or you know the sun hats and all that, the rice field hat, if you will. I don't know. I just much rather just get that right out of there. Be able to hide the headwear, basically. I'm also curious to see if we have multiple outfits on here and everything too, just like we did with Ghost of Tsushima, most likely. The environment too, looking pretty. I mean, it's looking pretty on par with what we have now. I know there's probably a lot of people like, oh my god, the environments look insane and all that stuff. It's like, well, everything looks really shiny now. Like this is pretty on par with the current gen of graphics and whatnot. I would say this looks pretty much on par with Assassin's Creed Shadow. The environments that we saw in there also. Again, too, like this is set in one period of time, so it's like you kind of have like Neo, and then you have Rise of Ronin, and then you have Assassin's Creed Shadows, and you have Ghost of Tsushima, and then now Ghost of Yōtei and whatnot, and like they're all. I'm just throwing random names out there, but you know, there's like a whole Japanese like medieval, if you will, timeline that is being made with all these different development teams and everything. Each of them have their own stylings, but at the same time, they all do kind of look very similar in graphics quality. I mean, Neo's starting to look a little aged at this point. If you go back and play Ghost of Tsushima, it's like it definitely looks really good. I think I'm pretty sure I played the PC version not too long ago. It still looks, I mean, it looks even better on the PC version, of course, because the highest resolution versus the PS4, what that could do. But I don't know, like this, I'm not going to get the shock and awe factor off from this game because I just kind of went through Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that actually, like the environments and everything, and that looks really, really good. So I think it's just like this is on par with it. And so basically, what I'm kind of trying to get at is this meets expectation. It's not blowing me away. It's just like, yeah, okay, that's the way it should look. Cool. Like, again, you know, you have the shininess of, I guess it's the moonlight hitting off the ground and all that. Yeah. Fog in the background and all that stuff. This is on par with what it should look like. The big ass hat. I can't get over the big ass hat. We'll be able to customize it, but it's just a giant hat.
I have to go home.
Back where all this started.
Yeah, October 2nd. So we're probably getting
I have to go home.
the flashback missions, the same, very similar in what Assassin's Creed Shadows also did. And did Rise of Run have the flashback? I can't remember if that one had flashback missions, but that's another thing. You know, when you have a game set in Japan, you always get a lot of flashback missions. I don't know why that's another trope with all these like medieval or feudal. I guess it would be feudal Japan. I think it is. I keep calling it medieval, but I think the official term is like feudal or Edo. But yeah, we end up, again, this is kind of like, we've seen this story a few times over again. So is it going to be good? Probably. Is it going to be fun? Most likely. It's Sucker Punch. They know how to make a really good game. It's just like, I feel like I've seen this game at least 4 times over again in the AAA big budget space. So this is just like, once again, it's set in another, where one of them set in 1400, and then another one's set in 1600. This is like, and then there's one in 1800. I don't know what year this is set in, but it's like, we have like one in each time period like that. In all honesty, they all do feel the same. It's just like a lot of rolling landscape. There's rice, I don't know if there's rice farmers, but there's farmers, and then you have samurais, you have shinobis, you have, all that stuff. Maybe I'm just feeling the fatigue of all the, feudal Japan stuff, but I feel like I've done this a few times over again now.
Back where all this started.
PlayStation.
Again, it looks cool. I don't know if there's too much more. I do kind of want to do a secondary look at just the game or the combat in it. When she starts actually doing combat stuff. So it looked like, I think we had a grapple hook in here. Let me fast forward a little bit. Okay, so we got the spear. Yep, the chain. Was it? It's not kunai. It's oh god, I never used the chain, so I don't know what it's called. The scorpion, get over here type of move. Okay, there's a grapple hook. The regular sword that like I use. Was Ghost of Tsushima? No, yeah. Wait. Ghost of Tsushima was the one with the different stances, low, mid, and high stance or something like that. Because I'm like, now I'm starting to get Rise of Ronin, Ghost of Tsushima, and like Neo all mixed up now. No, Neo had the stances. Rise of Ronin had, man, I forget which ones is which now. But anyways, again, it's feudal Japan. We're going to have, the sword, the chain, the spear, maybe we might end up seeing the stick with the spikes on it or whatever, all that stuff. Yeah. The only thing I'm not seeing is bow and arrow. It looks like a guitar on her back. I don't know. Or some equivalent of a guitar. Anyways, yeah. Looks all right. October. I mean, I'll be there. Ghost of Tsushima. It's a PlayStation Studios title. This is actually also, like, we had the, like, Hell Divers and all that stuff. This feels like it's getting back to, what PlayStation Studios does the best. Story-driven, single-player. Maybe add some DLC in there. Patch updates, whatever. But, yeah, this feels like this is like PlayStation Studios style of a game running at full cylinder, full speed ahead. it usually this type of thing right here is pretty much a platinum trophy for me. Meaning like I like to 100% the game. I like to see everything in it, do everything. Yeah, just like I did with Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, October 2nd should be fun. With all that being said, make sure hit the like, sub, and share buttons and all that stuff. And yeah, Ghost of Yōtei. It's gonna be hard not to say Ghost of Tsushima because we had that for so long. The other thing too is I hope this story, the story on Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like the original version of the story. I said this multiple times over again. I felt like it was a little overrated. The extra DLC that they came out with afterwards is like, why is Jin not trying to save his father in the beginning and all that stuff? They did kind of right the wrong of the reason why the story was like that, but I hope that they do add everything in there and they don't leave out like a major plot point thing, because that was one thing I was it threw me off a little bit in Ghost of Tsushima of like, and then also the whole thing of, you know, like, oh, Jin, don't act like an assassin. You are a samurai. You act like it's. I just hope we just, you know, she's on her own. She's doing her own thing. If us as a player wants to be stealthy, we can without having a cutscene yelling at us. If we want to go in swords ablazing, we can do that. No problem. I think that's one of my biggest hopes for Ghost of Yōtei is that, you know, we don't have the cutscene of like, how dare you? That threw me off so bad. And throughout the whole playthrough, it was just like, I don't know. It just made me feel like kind of Ghost of Tsushima in that aspect was a little overhyped with everyone. But again, I platinum trophied Ghost of Tsushima. I did everything in that game that there is to do, so I didn't hate it. It you know, it was just like that, a little bit of a gripe I had with it. Nothing's perfect. Ghost of Yōtei probably going to have something also that I'll have a gripe with, but yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with it. Anyways. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I will see you next time.